Hi, I'm Maddie.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Hayden.
And together we are
Three Reds Read. And tonight we will be reading Grimm's Fairy Tales by the Fire. And from the book we will be reading...
I turned it to the wrong page. Rumplestiltskin.
In this tale, an odd little man helps a maiden spin straw into gold. In return, she must give him her firstborn child, whom she can only win back by guessing the man's name. The power of a name is an important theme in mythology, folklore, and fantasy tales. As long as Rumpelstiltskin's identity is concealed, he has the upper hand, reflecting an age-old belief to know an evil spirit by name is to defeat it. But many versions of the tale exist worldwide. Some, like English, these variations of the German name, Rumpelstiltskin, which historians believe dates back to a 1575 children's book. Although the name's meaning is debated, some speculate it relates to the bumping and clarking of stilts, otherwise known as otherworldly creatures in the home. Other versions of the name include Ridkin Ridson in France, Termitino in Italy, Tom Tit Tot in England, and Whuppity Stoorie in Scotland. Historians Maria Tatar notes that the tale is known in nearly every culture where clothes are made in spinning, which highlights the special relationship between spinning and the use of storytelling to pass the time. The Grimms adapted their famous versions from 4 tales they had heard in Germany. There once was a miller who was poor, but he had a beautiful daughter. It so happened that he crossed paths with the king, and trying to impress him, the miller claimed, "I have a daughter who can spin straw into gold." The king said to the miller, "Such an art would please me well. If your daughter is as gifted as you claim, bring her to the castle tomorrow. I will put her to the test." When the girl was brought before the king, he led her to a chamber filled with straw, gave her a spinning wheel and a bobbin. "Now set to work. If you have not spun this straw into gold by dawn, then you must die." He made sure the room was locked and left the poor girl alone inside. She sat there fearing for her life, having no idea what to do. She knew nothing about how to spin straw into gold, and her worry grew and grew with each passing moment until she finally broke down in tears. Suddenly the door opened, and the little man stepped in, saying, "Good morning, Miss Miller. Why are you crying so?" "Oh, dear me, I've been told I have to spin all the straw into gold, and I have no idea how," the little man said. "What will you give me if I spin it for you?" "My necklace," she answered. So the little man took the necklace and sat down at the wheel, and whir, 3 spins and the spool was full. He loaded another spool, whir. With 3 more spins, the second spool was just as full, and so it went on until morning, when all the straw had been spun and all the spools were laden with gold. At sunrise, the king appeared, and he saw this mass of gold, and he was altogether astounded and mighty pleased, but his heart grew greedy for more. So he brought the girl to another chamber, full of straw, even bigger than the last one, and ordered her to spin all of it during the coming night, if she valued her life. Again, she didn't know what to do and began to weep. Again, the door swung open, and the little man appeared, asking, "What will you give me if I spin all this straw into gold for you?" "The ring on my finger," she replied. And the little man took the ring and let the spinning wheel fly again, and by morning he had spun all of the straw into shining gold. The king was thrilled at the sight of the yellow metal, but his hunger for the gold had not yet been satisfied, and he had the girl taken to a still bigger chamber and said, "Another night's work for you, but this time, if you succeed, you shall be my wife." He thought to himself, "Even if she's just a miller's daughter, I won't find a richer woman in all the world." She was hardly alone again when the little man came back a third time, asking, "What will you give me now if I spin this straw for you once more?" "I have nothing left to give," she answered. "Then promise me that you will become my queen. You will give me your firstborn child." Who knows how all this would end, the girl thought. In her distress, she could not think of any other way out, and she gave in to the little man's demand. And once more, he began to spin the straw into gold. The next morning, the king came around and found and what he had hoped for. And as promised, he married her. And so the beautiful miller's daughter became a queen. A year later, she brought a precious baby into the world, and thought nothing more of the little man. But suddenly, he strode into her chamber. Now give me what was promised. The queen was terrified, and offered the little man all the riches of the kingdom, if only he would leave the newborn child alone. But he insisted, no, living is worth far more than all the treasures of the world. The queen began to grieve, and cry so terribly the little man finally felt sympathy for her. I will give you 3 days' time, and if you know my name by then, you may keep your child. All night long, the queen struggled to think of every last name she'd ever heard. She sent a messenger out across the kingdom, scouring far and wide for any other names. When the little man returned the next day, she began with names such as Casper, Melchior, and Balthazar, and all the names she tried, she knew one after the other. But with each one the little man said, "That is not my name." On the second day she had all the families surrounding the castle questioned, and she offered the little man their rarest and strangest nicknames. Could your name be Ribsfind, or Mutton Chops, or Lace Legs? Each time he answered, "No, that is not my name either." On the third day the messenger returned and reported, "I could not find one single new name, but as I was pressing on through the hinterlands, by a high mountain along the forest's edge, I passed a little house, and in front of that house there was a fire burning, and around the fire was a ridiculous-looking little man, hopping around on one leg, singing, 'Today I bake, and tomorrow I brew. The next day I steal the queen's baby boo. Oh, it's so good, and surely no shame, that not a soul knows my Rumplestiltskin's name.'" Now you can imagine how delighted the queen was hearing the name. Not long after, the little man came and said, "Now, dear, what is my name?" At first he asked, "Can it be Tom?" "No." "Or Dick?" "No." "What about Harry?" "No." "Oh dear, then could it possibly be Rumplestiltskin?" "The devil told you that! The devil told you that!" Screaming, the little man, he stamped his right foot so hard that he drove his leg down through the floor all the way to his waist. Then, in a fit of rage, he pulled his left foot with both hands and tore himself right in two. The end.
Oh my gosh.
That was a turn of events.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I can show them the picture.
But you hold this beautiful art. It's really pretty. Why does this keep on happening?
Is this him falling in half? That's the queen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like him stomping himself into the ground, yeah.
Yeah, right there. And that's the king.
Yeah, why didn't the king get mad? I feel like the king would have gotten mad if he knew she didn't actually spin all the gold.
Yeah, same.
But okay, that was Rumpelstiltskin from the fairy tales. Rumpelstiltskin. And that was Rumpelstiltskin from the fairy tales of the Brothers Grimm.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell down below. Thanks for watching. Come back for more videos.
My name's Maddie.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Hayden.
And we were
Three Reds Read.
We were.
We'll just do the Three Reds Read.
Yeah, okay.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Hayden.
And we are
Three Reds Read.
Bye.
I forgot that part.
How would you do it?
I was smart.
Why?
I have an idea.
I'm
There's
creating
these
those
things-
little cool like
Oh, here,
lens-
you're gonna get them roasted.
lens flares.
Buddy.
I think he already got some of us.
Can I roast another
Yeah, you can roast another one.
Let's
Okay,
go.
Mary.
hangry for that mark?
Bonus today, I'm going to read
Horror
some
stories.
2-sentence horror stories. I'm trying to find some.
2-sentence horror story.
What does that mean, Maddie? Wait, these
Okay, Mary,
aren't
no,
good.
no more flashlight
The
stuff.
doctor's so lazy. Well, she has to tell it like this.
What she does.
That's how you tell horror stories. You know?
Dogs.
I'm just trying to tell it like that. Flashlight. Oh, okay. Wait, there was one that I came up with the other day and it was so good. Just let me think of it. girl heard her mom yell her name from downstairs, so she got up and started to head down. As she got to the stairs, her mom pulled her into the room and said, "Honey, I heard that too." Wasn't her mom.
Oh gosh. That's scary.
I woke up to hear knocking on glass. At first, I thought it was the window, until I heard it come from the mirror again.
Dude, those are scary. I don't know why.
There's more. There's better ones, I promise.